Hey, y'all. What's up? Happy Friday. Hello. So today's going to be an interesting day. We are over the tax filing season. I am. And we are on to some better stuff, the things I love to talk about. So, welcome back to our weekly live. And if you don't know who I am, I'm Corrine from Faith Accounting Consulting Services. And if you are a business owner tired of feeling in the dark about your finances, you're in the right place because that's all I like to talk about, right? And tonight we're going to talk about something that might not sound exciting, but it's one of the most important habits in your business, and which is called reconciling your accounts. It's the difference between having clarity and control or being hit with surprises at tax time. So let's get into why reconciliation matters and how to make it easy. Okay, y'all. Just want to see who's in here. I'm giving everybody time. And if you're joining live, share with everyone else. And if you're not joining live, just watch. Sit back and relax. Okay? So we're gonna dive into these three things today, which is what reconciliation actually is and why skipping it can cost you money, and also the simple process to keep your books clean and stress free. So, before you know, I always like to tell a little story. So, I want to tell you about Nicole, a client of mine with a growing candle business and a busy household. If you can hear my household, it's the same over here. She was relying on her bank balance to tell her if she had money. No real bookkeeping happening. Then one day she noticed on her profit looked off. Turned out she had duplicate income from PayPal and Shopify, a bunch of missing expenses, and a charge she didn't even recognize. She hasn't reconciled her books in 6 months at this point, and it took her hours to fix. If she had been reconciled monthly, we would have caught this in minutes. And I have another story that I always tell you guys that we we worked at a law firm in Long Island in Gardens, I think Gardens, Mineola, right? And that law firm, the thing was, we were reconciling their books every month, and we were able to catch someone trying to use their payroll checks and do fraudulent checks. So we were able to catch that right away. Like legitly within that month, we were able to figure out, close it out, and get a new bank account. So that's like the beauty of reconciling things because you can catch things before it gets worse, right? So let's go into like the definition. So reconciling just means matching what's in your books to your actual bank or credit card statement. It's going to help catch duplicate income or expenses, missing transaction, and bank errors, or like I just said, some fraud. Like that's the three things we're kind of focusing on. And the bottom line, if you're not reconciling, you're not seeing the real picture. Because I just had this yesterday. I was doing taxes. We went to we do a batch reconciliation when we don't have a client as bookkeeping client, and we went to do a batch reconciliation. They had January in there, and then they had December, but then we went to go do the bank reconciliation for the whole year. It showed out to us that there was transactions missing, like it did not reconcile. So we found out that they weren't reconciling the whole year, so there were some months being skipped when they were categorizing their QuickBooks. So QuickBooks also, when you're doing that, because sometimes QuickBooks loses connection. So I guess they lost connection and then reconnected it. But when they did the reconnection, it didn't connect correctly. So with that being stated, their books were off. So they didn't have accurate numbers. They didn't know the profit and loss was definitely inaccurate. The balance sheet, of course, was off. So of course, we couldn't do their taxes unless we fixed that problem, and then we're able to fix their taxes. So the next thing is, how do you reconcile? So here's how to do it without getting overwhelmed. So you're going to log into your bookkeeping software, you're going to pull your monthly bank or credit card statement, and you're going to go line by line and match each transaction and fix any difference right away. I do want to fast forward a little bit because the beauty of the automated system is that you don't need to go line by line. If you put the number in, like the bottom, like if you go in, put your ending balance and the ending date, and then you go into your software, bookkeeping software, it should automatically be able to show you if there's any issues. So like I just said, we didn't have to go line by line. We automatically were alerted that there's transactions that are missing. So that's the beauty of the system of having the software, because if you just put it in that way and you're categorizing your transactions throughout the week, this is, you don't, the line, we can like cut that right off. But it is good to go line by line. But I'm just saying that that automated system that we try to make sure everyone has would eliminate going line by line, and that would also decrease the overwhelm where you're just like just going in every month and just plugging in the number, plugging in the date, and hoping that when you put in the thing it says zero, like there's nothing to reconcile, like everything is cleared out. So if you do this every month, it's going to be quick and painless. And if you wait till the year end, it's a mess. Like it was a mess. Like I was up very late last night dealing with that. So it could be messy when things like that happen. Like you want to make sure you're doing it every month, and you want to be able to catch any mishaps or anything right away, right? So before I go on, I do have some questions that came up when we posted our topic. How often should I reconcile? Let me post it up here. How often should we reconcile? So like I said, you're gonna want to reconcile monthly, and if you have lots of transactions, even weekly. But I'm gonna just say forget that, monthly, because you're gonna wait for that bank statement to come out, and then you're gonna reconcile with the actual bank statement. Weekly, I would say the only thing you should do weekly is going in and categorizing your transactions. Reconcile monthly. If you have a little bit of transactions, you can probably get away with doing it quarterly. But like I said, we want to be able to find things and catch things before it happens. So if you're doing it every month, would catch anything to keep going forward. Because think about it. Say what's another thing that happens is that we sign up for subscriptions, right? But we forget to cancel it. So if you do it every quarter and you have a software subscription for like, let's say $80, that's $240 that you wasted because you forgot to cancel it. And most of the time, it's some dollar trials that get you, but you forgot to cancel it. So if you're doing your monthly bank rec and you see the transaction, like, oh, let me contact the company and cancel the subscription, you'll be able to catch that. So you just save some money. And when I save money, I feel like that's a treat for me to go to Starbucks anytime I save any type of money. Like, oh, we just saved $200. Okay. $10 to Starbucks. So it's like you paying yourself when you do this. It's rewarding yourself if you're able to catch anything or stop anything from happening. So you don't want to just have money just flowing out there. So what happens if I don't reconcile? Let's throw that question up there. So your reports could be wrong. That's number one. That means overspending, and also tax mistakes or even fraud can go undetected. The fraud thing is a big thing, guys, because you don't want something that somebody, oh, we caught them. Like we were able to get away with this for so long. They're not reconciling. They're not looking at their books. You don't want to be caught up in that, right? Then the next thing is, ooh, my favorite question. I'm automated queen. I'm two things. I'm automated queen and I'm outsourced queen. Like outsource bookkeeping. If you don't want to do it, just outsource it. If you don't want to do laundry, outsource it. If you can automate it, automate that mess, right? So yes, tools like QuickBooks can help you, but don't skip the human review. Automation is great, but your eyes are still like gonna help you like be the final check. The only way you can automate the bank reconciliation part is by definitely doing everything that I just said, like doing weekly transactions. But the way you can automate that, especially in QuickBooks, is by creating rules for the same transactions to automatically be entered. So you don't have to do as much categorizations every week. So by the time you're like maybe 3 months in, maybe 2 months in, if you're force of habit, like you keep doing the same thing over and over again in your business and you really don't change things or add things, you can automate it. And in like the first quarter, you can get all the automations out and put everything where it needs to be. And that's it. Because I know when I look at my client stuff, is there a raccoon during it? We gotta talk about that. I see a raccoon in my backyard, but it's a little bit dark and it's a little bit day. I don't know. It's freaking me out. I thought they don't come out when it's light out, but it's not really light. But okay. But back to that. I'm afraid of raccoons. Yes, you can automate it if you can do that, but make sure you are reviewing it. Okay. Um, but like I said, so here's your action steps that you're gonna talk before we sign off. Block time every single month to reconcile. So this is another time block you're going to add. This is just for reconciliation, and treat it like a non-negotiable meeting with your business. So, hey, business owners out there that has 1,000 things to do and 17 different hats, this is another meeting you can add for yourself. So you can have this meeting with yourself. You can do it anywhere. You can do it at the office. Take yourself out to a nice coffee shop and do the reconciliation there. But get it done and put it on your calendar. And if you're behind, and then if when you're scheduling the time to do the bank reconciliations, figure out when your bank sends out the bank statement. So you can like look into your email right now, and then it's probably going to be an email that says bank statements ready. Look for that. I know Amex is always weird with their like their things are weird. It's never a month to month thing. So when you do Amex, you're not going to get from 1 to 30 or 1 to 31. It's like some crazy dates. But find out what those dates are, and then you can determine what your calendar date would be to reconcile. If you're behind, don't freak out. Start with last month and go backwards. And if you need help catching up or staying on track, that's literally what to do. That's literally what we have to do, basically. Just get on track. And when I say go backwards, this is what I call the batch reconciliation. So you can reconcile basically, like for instance, when we do 2024 for taxes, when we do a prior year tax return, we'll just go based on the last bank statement, which will be December 2024, and we'll reconcile from there. And then if we realize that we're having some issues with that month, then we start breaking it down by piecemeal. Then we probably do like every 3 months from January. So it'll be January to April, and then we'll go from there until we find out where the problem is. So that's the best way to do batching, to reconcile things right away. You don't need to do month by month, but then once you get it all in track, then you want to do month by month. So if you are interested in getting a cleanup session or scheduling one, you can just DM me today. And let's not wait until tax time. Let's get ahead of it. Like tax time is over. I'm talking about we're focusing on 2025. Let's not wait. Let's get it done right now. Let's get these cleanups done. Let's clean. We already did the tax for 2024. So basically all you have to do is clean up from now, from January up until like March, and then you're good with April. So let's get that session. Let's get that discovery call right away. So thank you guys for joining, and I will be here next week. I won't be in New York though, but I'll be here live next week. And the next topic I will definitely be posting sometime this week. And see you guys later. Bye. Bye bye. I forgot my outros.